Have you ever noticed how some people can create instant chemistry without saying a single word? Well, it's not magic, and it's definitely not luck. What's really behind it is a calculated psychological trigger known as the triangle method. But here's the problem. 90% of people who try this eye contact get it wrong. They end up looking manic, or worse, staring like a predator. That's why today we aren't just covering the basics. I'm going to show you the exact timing, the psychology that lets it bypass the conscious mind, and a powerful 10-second implementation plan to use it on your next date. But before we get into the how, you need to understand the engine that drives this whole thing. So how does the triangle method of eye contact actually work? Well, it works by hacking your brain's predictable eye patterns. Research on nonverbal communication shows that our eyes follow specific patterns depending on our relationship with someone. In normal mode, your gaze stays casual, bouncing only between the other person's eyes and forehead. But chemistry only happens when that loop is broken, and that's exactly what the triangle method does. It breaks that loop with a simple drop of your gaze to the vulnerable, sensual point of their lips. Psychologically, this moment mirrors the eye patterns we naturally use right before we kiss someone. As a result, you trigger a subconscious intimacy signal in the other person's brain, simply without saying a word. Now, moving to the most important part, how do you actually execute this triangle method eye contact without looking strange? Okay, let's not wait any longer and move straight into the 4-step breakdown on how to do it correctly. Step 1. The anchor. Your first move is to establish the initial connection. But instead of just looking at their face, generally, aim specifically for their left eye. That's the eye on your right side. Well, there's a psychological reason for this called the left eye bias, which comes from the fact that the left side of the face is linked to the right hemisphere of the brain, the part that processes emotions. So by focusing here first, you're connecting directly with their emotional center. Now hold this anchor gaze for about 1 to 2 seconds. Next is step 2, the slide. Once that anchor is set, smoothly shift your gaze to their other eye. Now this is where most people mess up. They dart their eye too quickly, and that comes across as anxious. Instead, you must slide your gaze across the bridge of their nose. Smooth, slow, and almost fluid, as if your eyes were moving through water. Again, hold this second eye contact for another 1.5 seconds. By doing this, you have now established that you are listening and you're genuinely engaged. Now it's time for the catalyst. Step 3, the drop. At this point, you're going to gently lower your gaze down to their lips, and most crucially, you must gradually soften your focus. Yes, if you stare at their lips with a hard, intense focus, it looks aggressive. So relax the muscles around your eyes and let your gaze fall naturally. Stay there just long enough to take a short breath, about 1.5 seconds. That's it. This drop signals desire, and it quickly breaks the platonic barrier. But wait, there's one final move that everyone misses, and that's step 4, the return. This last step is all about closing the triangle, so bring your gaze back up to their eyes. In fact, this return trip is what creates the spark. It tells them, I looked, I liked what I saw, and now I'm back to connecting with you. Listen, if you look away or look down after looking at their lips, you signal shame or submission. But looking back up signals confidence and completes the triangle that triggers attraction. Now, before you run out and try this, you need to hear the golden rule of the triangle method. If you break this rule, you will ruin the interaction immediately. The rule is simple. You must only use the triangle method when the conversation is positive or neutral. Because if they are telling you about a bad day at work or a family problem, and you look at their lips, it won't come across as attractive. It'll come across as dismissive. See, the triangle method relies on positive tension, so use it when there is a lull in the conversation, or when you're the one listening to a lighthearted story. Ultimately, the triangle method works because it breaks the friend zone barrier without you risking rejection or saying it out loud. So master the timing, respect the context, and watch how the energy in the room shifts.